Hi everyone, welcome to Nothing Podcast. If this is the first time you are seeing an episode, Nothing Podcast is the whisperers of all tech gist in Africa. So from the latest Twitter drags to popular opinions about community leaders, developers, designers, and non-technical people to popular opinions about tech folks, people who work in the tech industry. So to the usual way we do things, from introduction to what we're discussing today. So for today, we are talking about the look into tech events and programs in Africa. So basically, we'll be going behind the scene of every major tech event that have happened in Africa. So from UDC to DevFest Lagos to Oscar Fest to Web3 Lagos to Shecode Africa Conference, then to programs like All School Africa to Semicolon to Timothy Nigeria, then even to Andela, the Andela learning community then, right? So these are the conversations happening. Things have happened behind the scene. If this program should keep on, if this program makes sense for the African ecosystem or not, then at the end of every episode, we'll figure out if we should keep on doing conferences like this or if they're a waste of time. So before we dive straight in, let me introduce my amazing co-host we have for this episode, then our super guests. So again, this kind of like a focus, like a community focus conversation. So there's nobody fit to have this conversation. That's someone who has played behind every major community event or programs that have happened across Africa. So to our amazing host, Trust Jamin, dev advocate, technical writer, and usually call himself Agba Shipa. Yes, at various tech communities. I won't mention communities name, but if you find him on Twitter, you know where is the shipper from. Then to our amazing guest today, she's
hi guys.
She's a design mentor, a designer, now currently head of community. So that means if you talk about events, if you talk about initiative, talk about programs, been there, done that. She has seen the good, the bad, and the unexpected when it comes to events and stuff like that. So hi Bella, how's it going?
Hi, fine, thank you.
You look. Let me comment. He said it. Let me comment. Let me comment. You look amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah. So again, before we dive into the major conversation we're having today, I just have like few basic questions, right? How many years have you been in community?
How many years?
Yeah, building community and hosting events and stuff like that.
Professionally or
unprofessionally? Give us both.
Right from the days.
Both.
Okay, so I started volunteering in the community space, I think way back 2019.
Wow.
Then I started managing communities professionally in 2021.
So from 2019, how many events have you been part of? Like one with that volunteering or co-hosting or organizing and stuff like that?
It's a lot, so I don't know if I can count. It's a lot, but I've mostly been involved in events at Figma, GDG, I think Oscar Fest 2021, I think 2020, 2021. Some other events like it's a lot. I can't really count.
Yeah.
That's
So looking back to the various events you have one that volunteered for or co-hosted or maybe organized personally, what has been the biggest challenge you have faced while hosting that event? If you bring all your all the event that have passed you have done, so like the reminiscing of every past event I've done, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge and which events and what happened?
Can I say which events? I think the challenges I face while organizing events, they are somewhat peculiar. Okay. So it kind of happens at every event. So
wow.
Number one would be logistics. So I mean, like every event organizer somehow suffers logistic problems. Let's say it's time to deliver food and your
Food vendor vanished.
food vendor has
So don't
disappeared,
jackpot.
you know, and other things like technical difficulties. I mean, come on, we're in Nigeria, and I believe that most places in Africa also have the same issue. I don't want to say for them. I just would like to believe so. So like technical issues which affect live streaming. So imagine you want to host an event and your people that are not able to fly in to attend the event.
Yeah,
you
visa
give them that
issues.
option to stream
Stream.
online, and yet you cannot stream. I've had cases like that, and I wouldn't call it a disaster, but we had lots of complaints, and some other issues like getting speakers on board.
Yeah.
That's a full-time job really for an event organizer, because one thing is for you to determine the theme of your event, how you want the event to go. Another thing is for you to get qualified speakers to actually come and speak to your audience. So yeah, those are the few things I would say.
How about raising funds for events, sponsorship?
Oh my god.
No, should we be Agbariza? There are people in this industry that get back.
Honestly, for events that I've done, you see Shege as well. So I was surprised you didn't mention it.
No, it actually skipped my mind. That should have been number one. Raising funds in Nigeria, in Africa, you have to. I don't even know the word to use. You need you need to know how to talk. You need to know how to drag. You need to know how to do a lot of things. It's actually one of the most difficult things as an event organizer, because first off, you have to convince whoever you're trying to bring up to sponsor your event why they should sponsor this event. And at that point, maybe it's not in their budget or they're not really interested, but you, the organizer, you need the money, to make your event a success. So that's also a challenge, yeah.
But yeah, so okay, one thing is about stating challenges, and again, you have said a lot of challenges, and I know that you have hosted these events. That means one way or the other, the event happened, the event was a success. So what are various ways, right? What are various things you did, or various other? Most times I've seen events whereby if you're looking behind the event, you're part of the organization, you're seeing a thread, they hold the event. I was talking about an event whereby one. There was a very fair by. He was saying, this event was amazing, superb. These guys are me. This guy put off. Are they behind it? I was like, yeah. This event, I want to. If they cut this thing, this get cut. Chaos everywhere goes scatter. If one person just vests like this, say, I do again. This event, one and say, oh, amazing, sweet, shake everywhere. So, what were the things you did there, or maybe some arc around the way you're able to skate through these various challenges you have listed?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that you cannot really scale through an event challenge. Like, yes, you will, but not 100%.
Okay.
So in terms of the sponsoring and the funding part, which is usually the toughest, I mean, like he said, and I'm sure every event organizer watching this can totally relate, it's raising funds is something that I would say personally I haven't fully cracked that code yet. But what I've done that has worked, is aside from the funding part, it's partnerships. So like, let's say for instance we are hosting an event and we're looking at sitting over 1,000 people, reaching out to these places that have maybe hubs, or these venues that have these the kind of venue that we're looking for, I'm trying to strike a deal with them. There's always a possibility of maybe some form of partnership. Okay, I'm going to give you 50% off, and this is what I want from you. I want to be able to advertise my product to your audience, or I'm going to give you this space for free, but I want to host maybe XYZ session during your event. So one thing that has helped is partnership. Secondly, I mean, you still have to somehow bomb. You still have to reach out to companies. You still have to reach out to companies. You still have to. So for most people, when you're reaching out to sponsors, they just look at the big people, the big guys. It has to be Google. It has to be, Figma. It has to be all those top guys.
I know that.
But you'd be shocked that smaller companies, actually have interests in, sponsoring. So creating a value for them and giving them the opportunity to sponsor. So instead of saying, I would like this big company to come and sponsor my events for $6,000, for instance, you can give smaller companies opportunities. You might not necessarily give them the whole benefits that you would give to a bigger company, but giving them some other perks, and them being able to sponsor with their $500 as opposed to $6,000 is also something that I've done. So that's that for partnership. Then another thing that has helped me scale through hosting an event is building a team, a functional team.
Yeah.
Emphasis
on the functional, because that's the functional. Because some people
I've had an event before. I think it was the FOF Africa event. I think it was the festival, the first one we wanted to host. We created a team. Everybody came together. They were so excited. Oh my God, this is what I'm going to do. I'll be in charge of social media. I'm contributing in this team. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. My dear, 2 weeks after, everybody
quiet. Everybody vanished.
Was it 2 weeks after or before the event?
2 weeks after
the initial
we had set up the whole team.
Oh, okay.
And we had started things that started moving. So people started ghosting meetings, stopped showing up, basically, stopped answering.
Take light from their footage.
Oh my God! So another thing is building a team that actually works and is functional.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Most times, event organizers think that they need to have lots of people in your team for you to say, okay, I have a team that is backing me up. I mean, the team I'm talking about can be just 2 people. It can just be 3 people. But the fact that they know exactly what they're supposed to do and when to execute it, and then you can trust. I always say, for you to get someone into your team, if you're not available, can this person stand in for you? So being able to trust someone to that point to say, okay, come and join my team, I have this event, that's the inner caucus. That's the inner caucus. Yeah, that's the core team. And then outside of that, now you can now have other sub teams that kind of contribute. So I don't want to take too much time, but
so I think something just popped in my head, right? So looking at the various events happening across Africa and the various issues you mentioned regarding sources for fund, streaming issues and stuff like that. If you have to pick, if you want to do another event, do the events in Africa, right? And you have limited resources, will you go for a virtual event or a physical event?
I think it would depend.
Okay.
Not necessarily because I have limited resources, but the type of event I'm hosting is what will determine if I should go virtual or not.
Okay.
There are some events that require you to go virtual. I mean, it's just to have a bunch of sessions and everybody goes back home, right? But there are some sessions that are hands-on. There are some sessions that, aside from being hands-on, there's a networking session. There just has to be that human contact because there's something you're trying to achieve, right? So for me, I think it would depend on the type of event I'm hosting at a time. If it's an event that will not necessarily be affected if I go online, I take it online and still try to bring in some form of, extra value to it. But if it's an event that I need to have, an offline space, I try to do hybrid, so people that can join online will join, but the offline version I can do like a scaled down version of it. If we do worst case scenario, because I mean has a sponsor pulled out on you before, like
that means not present. So I'm not sure we can do it anymore. There's no fix.
2 weeks to the event. I mean, after they promised you, I'm going to give you XYZ amount of money. 2 weeks or a week to the event.
They don't do post event. You can boss the money. They go
to the event, and they disappear. So there are things like that usually happen along the way. So for me, if I see, having that deadline, this is when sponsors are supposed to come through. That would help you plan ahead of time. But if that deadline passes and you're not able to get the funds, for me, I usually do a scaled down version. Right, so still have the offline version, but not as big as we initially planned it.
Okay.
I remember a scenario whereby I was doing my first ingressive event. I was like 2019 or 2018. Well, I think Adewale Abati's kid was in charge then.
Yeah.
I told him that the plan I have for my event, 100 persons, 5 speakers coming from I think 4 different states in the country.
For your first event.
They wine.
I think we were in the same ambassadorship cohort.
Yeah.
I tried on my aggressive event.
The plan, me I planned. I planned everything.
For your first event.
First
100
event, 100 people.
Wow.
Funny enough, see what happened there. I went to meet the SUG president. Gave me assurance.
Voltage.
Brought me to the engineering departmental president for faculty president for engineering. Give me voltage. Took me to the departmental president for mechanical engineering. Went to computer science. A year. Just they carry me to go various places. So everywhere good. Tell them to book the table.
Yes.
We book the table. Book the venue. They gave me venue. I chose one of the classes. Venue assured. Print banner. Went to school auditorium. Did artist on the school auditorium. They wine me. Every paparazzi told this kid that today we shut down. This kid was saying, okay, oti.
That's what comes out.
If you say he did. He didn't day. I say he did.
So what happened?
Day of the event.
Gang.
The wine. I brought speaker from Delta. I think Charles. GDG Worry guy. Yeah. I brought him. I brought Perry. Piece of Gemma. I brought her. I brought Eto. I think Eto was a barista there. I brought Eto. And I think one other person, I be blessing or someone. Brought them. I think like Port Harcourt, Delta State, barista. Brought them to my school for the event. So they arrived people arrived. I went to pick them straight to the venue.
Big boy.
I prepared meat pie and drink, like 60 meat pie and drink. So okay, you know the 60-40 event whereby if you're 100 parades for an event, 60 will come, 40 will show up. Is that event I learned is the opposite in Africa. In Africa, 40 will show up, 60 will show up. It should be in your mind. When you that 140, the 60-40% rule in events, it will happen in Europe. It will happen in North America. You see Africa, swap it. I learned it that day. So day of the events, speaker first attendees them. They advise okay maybe African man time now. Event start by 9, they should be there by 11. So by 11, my guys for house, I think I was staying with 2 other guys. They don't come. Then I carry the food and come. So we sit down. 11:30, 11-ish. 3 of my classmates for my class just strolling, go sit down. Then
sorry for the
to 12. I think it was Charles that called me. Yeah.
So 12. Nobody should. Only you and your.
We'll be 9. So 4 speaker.
How long was
3 classmates
supposed to last?
Why is it 2 hours event now?
Yeah.
By 12 never starts. Charles now called me. Like just don't like that. It'll be like that. And your first time it happened. I think I nearly run though.
You and 6 others.
I really rock my body, but I really depend all of them. God, man. I was trying to say, okay, don't worry, the blind, I just start. So you just like say one speaker, they talk to the rest speaker.
The rest speaker.
Oh my god.
And your guys.
Oh my god.
Literally. So for love. No. That's why the first speaker talk, the second talk, the third talk. That's why we snap picture. We go.
Oh no.
Okay, 60 meat pie. That's 16 pie. That's why we share meat pie randomly.
Nice.
People they happy with drink.
Sure.
6 rounds.
At the end, the event was around. It closed around 1-2. Yeah. Nobody. Now I meet them when I come. Right. So time to submit reports for I usually submit reports for aggressive. Then let's submit report. I always submit report. But if like I do the tight of the tight of people wake up and do. Oh yeah, submit report give Ace kid. Yeah, why? I ghost the thing. 1 week, 2 weeks, like fine now. What's up? What's up?
You just have the shame for your reports.
That's
No, that's crazy.
See, it happened though. 10 people. You say I know.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I know.
That's an issue.
This your initial gra your first event. You are shooting yourself 100 to the world.
I cried in my first event. Like real tears. I cried.
Hey, what happened?
Hey God, my first aggressive event. First off, I had met with the SUG president.
Those guys will give you open.
Spoke to different departments, head HOD of engineering.
You should do.
You know, I was getting ready.
Yeah.
On the day of the event, so they approved a hall for us. That's fun hall in school, University of Uyo, Pemside. So they approved. It's a big hall that can accommodate, let's say, up to 200 students. So they approved it for us. On the day of the event, first off, I arrived. There was no generator.
You want?
There was no lights in school.
You didn't want?
All my team members ghosted.
Hey, you will get team members.
None of the people that registered came out. And then there was a lecture going on in that venue.
Wait, the one you booked, the
one that give you say assurance. The
lecturers can be over themselves. So we waited for a while. I started calling people, where are you? So they started coming out in their numbers. Well, not in their numbers, but they started coming out.
People came for you now.
The person that was supposed to go and get the refreshments, he was just waking up from sleep.
Wow.
Like, so many things was just wrong that day. So finally, generator arrived. When generator arrived and that particular lecture finished, and we're like, okay, let's enter and set up. Anyhow, students have started coming out. You know, I was an active part of the tech community, so I had lots of people that came out later on. So by the time we started setting up, we've turned on gen, people have started sitting down. Another lecturer
came in again. I had a lecture.
Oh my god, like this man came in, we started begging. The man was like, no, you cannot tell me what to do. As a student, you're supposed to be in class. Plenty things. Like at that point, I sent someone to go to the HODs. They were not available. So who are you going to get reports to? I mean, this is literally the day of the event. Somehow, one of the school students officials came in. I think vice president also. She came in and helped us talk to the man, and the man was like, because of this person. I say, yes, sir.
Wow. Yes, sir.
So imagine that the events that was supposed to start by 9, we ended up starting by 1. People stayed sharp.
You have loyal community members.
A lot of them left, but some stayed. I still have those pictures. Like anytime I look at those pictures from that particular aggressive event, and Bella actually cried me tears.
Many of the days of humble beginnings. I have one question with regards to this, like event attendance something. So since I think that's like a major problem for all events. So how do you try to like manage that? How do you try to get attendees for an event that you're hosting? Say you've hosted multiple events, so definitely the event you hosted, your first event, the attendance is not the same as say you want to host an event today. You have more people. So how do you try to like get attendees to attend your event, or get people to come to your event? I'm asking this question for small community managers like us that are looking for how to bring
share rice.
Share
rice.
So just give us tips and tricks.
So I wouldn't exactly call it tips and tricks, but let's see. So first off, you have to create the hype. People like FOMO. Once they see that there's something going on here, they don't want to miss out. Like at all costs, they have to be a part of it. And at that point, most of them don't even mind paying to be a part of the event. I remember the first UDT events that happened. Like people were not registering. No, when the registrations opened, I know Mavis was saying, oh, we have lots of people that are registering, and it was a free registration, right? After a while, they switched to paid. And then people still registered. But on the day of the event, did you see what happened?
There was a large crowd.
Exactly. Like people were outside and ready to still pay on the day of the event. And so the first thing is the FOMO. Like different kinds of content, different reasons to.
So by FOMO, you mean like using social media to create a FOMO? Yes,
using social media. Which other way?
I was asking. I need to.
You walk out for road. The Allah say you need to. You guys should come.
Traditional marketing does not really work like that for events, so it has to be online marketing.
I've seen traditional one worked.
Not all events.
Yeah, again, depending on the audience. I think there was one they went to schools to do schools, NYC, those beginner type of event.
But not all events. For us here, we majorly host online events, like events where you have to promote online to tech communities. We rarely do that traditional
each thing.
So yes, creating the FOMO for your event, and then partnering with communities. So that's also one thing that's pulling crowd for my events, most of my events. So let's say I have a target of seating about 200 attendees in a particular event. And I can reach out to communities like, okay, want to partner with you to bring people to this event. How many people can you provide for us? How many people can you provide for us? So those communities now, being that it's a partnership, they somehow have a responsibility of, bringing people to attend the event. So one way or the other, you're somehow sure that if attendees don't show up from the main registrations, you still have communities that are going to show up, and then they don't just show up. You create the value that you're going to give to them. So you're not just saying, please bring 10 people.
Now, fair ask so that they pay for this partnership.
Yeah, I heard something of recent that communities nowadays are giving rate cards
for partnership.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Inside G's. Yes, I won't mention name. It's inside G's. Okay. Let's jump on inside G's. So when it comes to partnership for events right now, so we have seen things happening in the industry right now, whereby people who necessarily don't really have experience in building communities or in hosting events now wake up one morning and maybe one way or the other find their way into maybe an ambassador program or maybe a user group program or maybe into a grant program and apply for educational funding and say we want to host XYZ events that will bring XYZ amount. This is mostly for Web3. I've not heard the energies for Web2, mostly Web3. So they'll collect money like 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K depending on how they're able to do it.
People are collecting K.
You dey wine.
Wow.
Are they learn or
people are collecting K.
Let's be guided. So after they collect the money, right? The thing is now you have the money. How do you then host this event? How do you now see the people that will come to this event? That is beneficial to the company who gives you the money and attendees are coming to the event. Now I don't have a community base, an event base or something like that. So you guys brought the idea of, not you guys, you community manager said partner with other communities. So now the idea around the partnership with other communities, you now reach out to other communities and say, okay, what's up? You're building a community of Web3 people, you have devs, you have designers. I'm doing something for Web3 devs. It'd be great for a community members to participate. We have done an hackathon. Your guys could win bounty and stuff like that. So at the first instance, when this thing started in this industry, right? Community managers were partnering up people. We are fine. This is value for my people and stuff like that.
And things like that.
But I can't hear say as they apply this, so people are not took a step back and say, wait, why are people? This is not me, this is them. Why are people?
Why did them?
You go find them to do. Why are the people? There are people who are not qualified. I don't know who make people to know the people who are not qualified though. There are people who are not qualified that are hosting events. Maybe if I don't know if they are gatekeepers or not, but say they're not qualified and they're hosting events. I don't want to pick bank on my community to use them to host this event. So you don't have the numbers. You go out there and say you have the numbers. I want to use my community
to host it.
So for you to do that now, my guy, you do like $300, like $500, like $1K sharp. So now it's not about what my community members will benefit. It's about you didn't wine. Bring out one skill.
I need to collect out my share.
From that, your 5K will go to console. Do my 1K con.
Wow.
Man, you say again, maybe to build their community, maybe to support any other smaller events they are doing, right?
If it's for supporting your own community, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I can't. I don't know. You can't really track
that.
Where that money move, right? So yeah. It happens now. So partnership, that's why do you pay for partnership? Because recently now we now see people paying for partnership, right? Because of the new wave of things happening.
If you are paying, is that partnership?
It's still partnership now. We partner up now. For the 5K, give me 1K part. I collect the 5K. Give me 1K, you give me.
I think in a way it kind of makes sense if they utilize it well.
If it's a win-win situation.
Imagine, let's say XYZ community is, well, let's say we're hosting an event in Lagos, in Lekki, and you have communities everywhere that you want to partner with. And let's say there's a community coming in from the mainland, there's one coming in from Ibadan. In a way, that money could help sort out their transportation
and stuff like that. If it comes that way.
We can't still track it, We don't know if most of these community managers are using it for their own gain.
But again, is it bad to use it for their own gain?
It's not bad.
It takes blood and sweat.
If it's for community activities, I think that makes sense. But is your community? Are you trying to be profitable from your community?
That's the question. Is it a non-profit community?
Exactly.
No. Or is it for community? Or is it a community that is just there?
If you make money for your own gain in community, do not forget that for that community to be the way it is, people actually contributed to it.
Yeah.
What of my money we enter inside the community?
Who sent you a message?
I don't call my money back and they say, okay, who sent you message? You see the problem. So again, I stand on the edge of this thing.
Entered. Yes, everybody cannot necessarily provide money to grow the community.
Yeah.
That's why we have people that provide their skills. Their time, resources, and everything. It must not necessarily be money, right? But people feel like money is the overall. Okay, imagine you have the money, you don't have the resources, you don't have the human resources, you don't have the other resources.
Money will buy.
How will the community run?
Building community is not just about money. It's not just about money. It's the effort. It requires effort, a lot of effort.
Again, most people say it as building community is a selfless act.
Yeah.
Right. So I've seen people who have built community from a selfless perspective, right?
Yeah.
It gets to a point they now understand that or you go beat that selflessness. That will now affect the whole. So again, I come from a perspective whereby, in as much as you want to build community, you want to support people, because there are some reasons people have versions why they start community, right?
Yeah.
The majority of people start community is to support one another, create an environment whereby people could network, people could collaborate with each other. And at the beginning stage, they spend their personal funds to make that happen, right? And at some point, that community has to be for profit. I have to be able to sort out the community initiative. And if that person is focused on that community full time, again, that community will be able to pay the person.
Yeah, true.
Small centimity, right? So that drives me to my last conversation before we dive into the good, the bad, and the unexpected. Not the worst, the unexpected that happen in events, right? So if you look back at various major events that happen across Africa, right? Yeah. We know there are various developers events that are happening. We know there are various designers events that are happening, right? But I think a few years back, we start seeing an event focused on women, Shikoda Africa Conference.
Yeah.
We start seeing UDC, Otta Design Conference, focused on just designers. We start, I think there was a time they were concatenate conference that was focused for developers, but I think 2 years or 3 years down the line, that ended. So I think there was Unstack. There was there's Web3 Lagos, there was Fall Loop, and so these various peculiar conferences. From your perspective, right, from what you have seen in the ecosystem, does it really make sense for us to have separate conferences and separate events, or we should combine these resources together, and do something one large event that makes sense? Because again, there's already what everywhere. Collaboration, we all should collaborate to so can we, do you think it makes more sense to have individual women focused events, develop focused events, or we should do a collabo together and say, what's up, why don't we do a 1 week focused event, a 1 week tech event, so where we pull every resources together to make it happen? Because I've seen events we have seen events whereby lack of resources, limited resources, but if there's a combine of resources, this event could make sense. For example, I think Oscar didn't happen this year, right? Oscar didn't happen in 2024. I think it shifted to 2025, right? I think this is one major event everyone is you're looking at for. I don't really know what was the hitch, but so does it make sense to have separate events, separate unique events, or should we do
one large
collabo?
Well, that large event would actually make sense. So.
Large events would make sense. But then you'll be. There's this analogy I usually see on social media. They drop 2 cups at the end of a staircase, and then at the beginning, you pour a basket of balls, and it just scatters everywhere. So your goal is to ensure that at least a ball or two enters into the cup, but it doesn't. It's just catching everywhere, no focus, right? So what I'm trying to achieve with that analogy is it would make sense to actually host a large event, but then you won't have a particular target. Like you just be hitting here and there, and they won't necessarily gain the value that they're looking for. So I'm a big believer of unique focused events. So like we have the Untitled Designers Conference, which is for designers. I mean, it's not just Untitled Designers Conference. We have other design events, that happen from time to time from different organizations. For a designer, you know that as you're going to that event, you're going to gain. Design is very huge.
Yeah, that's true. There's research, there's graphics, there's motion.
Like, there's so many things in design
so many areas
that you cannot possibly cover in a big event, and then also cover things for same thing for development. Development is also a lot. It has various aspects. There is product management. Now we have community management. That is a lot.
Community manager festival.
It is a lot. So most people just feel like community is about, enter Slack, hello everybody, welcome, what are you working on, and that's the end. It's a lie.
Monday motivation.
If you're a community manager watching this, just know it's a lie. Right? So it's much more than that, and having these unique focused events would help people really gain the value that they're looking for, because then you have the time to bring in experts from different fields in that particular industry, to be able to share knowledge and share value, so yeah, that's then for the women focused event. Now again, that people always have this idea of women are underrepresented, this one, that one. I'm not saying it's a lie, I beg. You come and drag me. I'm not saying it's a lie, but okay. Personally, what I would say is yes, women are underrepresented in most organizations. Personally, I have experienced it. Getting started in my career, I know what I have seen, what I have experienced as a lady up until this point, right? So I kind of understand when they say women are underrepresented, having to walk into a room and you're the only girl there and you have to somehow find your voice, like wherever it is, But for women focused events, I think not just the events but the communities, I think it's good that it exists because it kind of helps them build their confidence. So you build your confidence and then you build your skills, because you don't just wake up and say women are underrepresented. Okay, if they give you the opportunity, are you going to excel in it?
Can you do the work?
If you don't mess up, right? What most of these communities do is to help ladies grow and build their skills. And most women, they don't necessarily have that inborn what I call it confidence, that's where you have lots of guys now, you can find your voice and speak and you'll be heard. So they have to first of all start learning. They need to start learning that. They need to start cultivating that habit, right? So for me, that's why I feel we have most of these, not just She Code Africa, we have other women focused communities as well. And it's nice because it's kind of a safe space for them to express themselves and do what they want to do. Not necessarily because having those clustered events would be more beneficial, but it's more like I know you got me and I got you to kind of situation.
So dive into the good, the bad, and the
unexpected. So in terms of all of these events that we've hosted, I believe you've attended other events as well, not just host. What would you say was like an event, or do you have any experience of an event that made a lasting impression on you, or an event that changed your career, that changed the trajectory of how you view things? Has any event really impacted you? Because I think that's one of the ways you get to measure the success of an event, if it changed the lives of your attendees. Permit me that I'm pushing like all this. but basically, do you have any experience like that?
Yes, so I have.
Really? Can you share with us?
I have several, but I think I'll share two.
Okay.
So the first one is, I think, Oscar 2020. That was shortly before the lockdown.
Yeah.
So, I was opportune to be a part of the design team. I volunteered. And then, that particular year, I had the opportunity to attend. I think Sustain registration was open, like you can pay and go. So I registered for Sustain and I attended. Now there's something that happened in that event that kind of made so much sense. Now aside from seeing the quality of persons that attended Sustain that year, we had this how would I call it? It was more of a 25 minutes crash course on different areas. So let's say you have a 5-minute session on validating data from UX research.
Yeah.
You have a 5-minute session from on customer relationship. You have a 5-minute session. Like, it was a touch of different things.
Yeah.
But those core topics that you can't just see anybody pick up a mic and speak on stage about. Yeah. So we had like different breakout rooms. So after every 5 minutes, that particular session ends, and then you go to the next room. So compulsorily, we're all asked to attend all the sessions. Yes. So in 25 minutes, we were able to gather as much, and it was very interactive, more like a brief interactive and a little hands-on, so everybody gets to participate. There's no how you would say, I just came and attended, listened, and went home. So that for me was the first one. I had a lasting impact because then I had a close contact with most of those people and kind of exchange ideas after that, spoke to them. I got rid of stage fright as well because you have to speak. Sustain was such a closed kind of mini event. So that was it for that. And then the second one would be CM Fest last year. So having to...
I didn't say anything, don't worry.
Drop it.
People are proud of this show.
You should be proud of CM Fest. You should be proud of CM Fest. Don't worry. This is a review that we need to put on CM Fest website.
People are very proud of
Don't worry.
So the second one that stood out for me was CM Fest. I think last year. I didn't have the opportunity to attend the first one in person, but I contributed. But for last year, having to attend CM Fest and being someone that had transitioned from being a volunteer community manager to a professional community manager. Now, when I say professional community management, it's not like I went to a school or something. It was just that I stopped I transitioned from volunteering or transition from managing committees without being paid. So that's what I mean by professional. So having done that transition, and I had to navigate a lot of things myself. I learned a lot of learning to do, lots of mistakes, and sometimes you just feel like the people that employed you at this point will give up on you because you're making so many mistakes. You're making so many mistakes. You cannot figure out something. They could tell you something to do, and the next thing you're doing another thing. So I kind of experienced that. Navigating, because obviously transitioning into the professional role, like you wear a bigger hat and you do so many other things. So having the opportunity to attend CFS last year and just being in that space where you see other community managers spilling knowledge. I listened to Tabitha, even oh my god, oh
my god, holy shit.
It's something that requires like a very long time to use and expatiate on. But really, having to see other people in my field, because again, community management is a new thing that companies are beginning to adopt. I've had someone tell me before, this is not a skill, this is not this one, this is not me. I've always been a community management person right from day one. I just didn't know that I could do it professionally, right? So being able to learn from people that work in different companies and how they approach things in their various companies, how they manage their various communities, kind of gave me fresh perspective on what to do in my own community. So going back, I'm not just sharing my own knowledge, I'm also listening to how other people are doing stuff in their communities and, kind of implementing that. It worked. And then, of course, the networking where you get to, stay in contact with these people to continuously learn and hop on calls, So, that's
good.
it.
That's good. I'm very proud that, you mentioned CM Fest and all that. So I just want to use this opportunity to say something.
Forget my clown.
Bella attended CM Fest too. And the next year, she's now the head of community art a company. I'm not trying to pitch anything, not to tell you anything, but
shameless plug.
You see that CM first.
Plug it.
Don't miss it. If you miss it,
no, you can't.
You just might miss the opportunity for you to be a head of community.
Yeah.
So, well, without anything being said and done, CM first Africa. So just try to check it out. I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but check it out. Don't miss that year zone. Yeah. So, Bella, thank you very much for that. That was really nice. So, I do believe that community has also, like events as well, has also made some impact on me. I think one of such was when was it 2021 or it was 2022 Oscar Fest happened again when we attended, and it was funny who the person that even impacted me was a very lightning talk to Solomon. Lord Ghost.
Okay, Ghost.
Yeah, so his talk about technical writing was what really drew my attention to, like, I know I've been doing this community and engineering thing as well, but you see that education part, the way the guy just explained and briefed it was like, okay, this is a sign that I should try it out. So that was what I did, and the rest became history. So going back to events and organizing events and things like that, I believe I've organized some events before, from small events to large scale events, and I have. Okay, let's be real.
You believe it.
Okay, so I have, and sometimes you see this logistics part.
Oh my God! Holy shit!
When they say shege, I've seen shege, I've seen banza.
Do at your own risk.
So I want to ask a question. Have you had any like logistical issues where it was very major, and how were you able to solve it?
Then if you won't solve them.
I did not solve it.
I got sorry that solve it. That
I did not solve it. Well, I didn't solve it 100%. It was food, actually.
Why is he always?
I don't know.
I remember a particular event, right? I attend. I won't mention the name. The event has ended. Food never come.
Exactly.
You know where the food is? They were now moving the food from one part of the express to the other part of the express. So they're not crossing the express to transport the food.
Wow.
At the end of it, that was the event of over 1,000 plus people.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think just 400 people. 300 friends that collected food. The rest people, they had to share the food.
They went
to,
like that.
They had to share the food.
Was
to
it a paid event?
Paid events.
Now go refund me.
Refund. They wine.
I'll drag you.
Hey. I don't pass now.
Okay, so share your experience with us.
I think it has happened on various occasions, but it's always been food, really. So, you know, when, like you said, event is almost over, you're following up on your food vendor and the person is not responding. In fact, most of them, they don't even pick us. Like, it gets to that point, maybe on the day of the event, they don't even pick your call.
Oh, good.
You collect your balance. You will not collect your balance.
If you see the product when you call balance, you don't die the product, so no balance self.
I think the day I was a bit close to fixing that was to spend extra money to get snacks. You know, having to rush into an eatery, just pack whatever snacks, meat pie, chicken pie, donuts, everything. Man. But that's like extra money.
Yeah.
And then imagine people are leaving, food is arriving. How does it even make
Crazy.
sense? You know, so I've had that experience in various occasions before. Another similar experience is all these people that used to set up stage,
vendors,
print banners,
swags, all those
print swags.
Roll up
oh
stands.
my God.
You see, holy shit.
You see those people. If you can, just do it like 2 weeks before.
2 months.
Like a month before.
Just print.
Even the event setup, it's just so unfortunate that sometimes you have to wait. Let's say the venue you're using already has an event the previous day.
Yeah, that's
so you have to wait for them to finish.
So
either you pay for that day and the next day, which is usually crazy, like very expensive,
yeah,
or you
true.
wait and set up overnight. But you see those people that are always in charge of setting up and mounting banners and all of that. they have shown me Shegyo.
Yeah.
Countless times, you know,
I can
events
relate.
have started and somebody still
So that thing happened. It happened when, should I mention the event?
Mentioned.
Yeah. It happened in UDC.
Yes,
that was this year. So as at the first day, that Friday when they were hosting workshops.
Which of the EDC? This one?
The one that opened in 2024. So as at the first day when the first day when workshops were going on, somewhere behind the scene inside the hall, we're just who is that? Is the capital? Is the capital still hitting on banner?
Oh no!
The capital on the wheel.
Oh no!
And so now we're even scared that it will like affect the sound.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the video guy, they were very good with what they do. And
they were live streaming.
Yeah, we were live streaming and recording. So they were very good with what they were doing, and the sound was not there. But if you pay attention closely, you hear something like book. But then that's crazy.
Most 3 days event or 2 days events, you always see that at the beginning part of the event they are setting up. At the day one of the event, I think that happened in Web3 Lagos. The first day we were like setting up the booth each thing. I think even for I think Oscar was already set. That was kind of set for us. I think like last year was kind of like set. I think Chicago Africa was set. I think Chicago was set. When should I major event happen again? Defense Lagos was set.
Defense Lagos was set.
But yeah, most events usually the CMFest, the first year of CMFest.
No.
When I said thread the old events, thread really the old.
Was by God's grace.
Cut that thread.
Thank God for growth, though.
But again, if we start looking towards the next 5 years, the last 5 years, then the next 5 years, you see our events have evolved in Africa, where we just having just few events happening, where we just having just follow-up event happening at some time, or not even follow-up, when they're having just only GDG events and DevC happening, because those events are just powered by companies, right? Google was just powering their community events. Well, as time goes by, it started evolving, right? We now start seeing concatenate conference happening. We now start seeing international guests flying into Nigeria for conferences. We now start seeing dev focus event happening. We now start seeing design focus event happening. Those are like what have happened for the last 5 years, right? So looking forward into the next 5 years, when it comes to community, when it comes to events, what do you envision? Do you see, because again, if you check Twitter now, exactly what Twitter, yes, Twitter now, you see people now saying, we are tired of the normal tech event. We need to have technical in-depth workshops. We need to have people talking about how to be able to solve senior. There's someone there, you see something on Twitter. So that there is a Una, what they want to do this for? Are you actually that technical?
The problem with those
can handle technical talks?
The problem with those things is most attendees at these tech events, most of them, they don't have those should I say length of experience to handle those technical
work. Enter my hook. Thank God now you enter my hook. Welcome on board to my hook. You attend events. Since when tech events are happening in Nigeria?
Yeah.
You attend year 1. You attend year 2.
Yes.
Year 3. Year 4. Year 5. Year 6. You not see the technical.
No, it's not. No, that's not it. That's not it. So the funny thing about what I've noticed in terms of, like, should I say developers, in terms of developers in Africa, or let me use Nigeria. Let me not say Africa. So let's say Nigeria specifically, is that the more they improve on their skill set, the more they become more technical, the more they have more experience in whatever field they are in, the less event they attend. I'm surprised. It's very surprising. But it's more like a trend. Like the more they improve on it, there are people that I know they are in Nigeria that they are very skilled. Like if we should call them for a workshop or we want to host a workshop, it's not a beginner or a basic topic that we'll be considering. We'll be considering very advanced topics.
So you are saying those that are attending event back to back, they're not improving technically.
I'm not saying they're not improving technically. What I'm trying to say is the numbers of those that have that technical experience is low in terms of attendees for event.
So I'm coming from a person hereby we see, let's pick DevFest Lagos as an example, right? Permit me to use DevFest Lagos as an example. We'll see thousands of people attend DevFest Lagos, right? Year 1. You begin on DevFest Lagos, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. Then from your own analogy, you were saying that the more people grow technically, the more they reduce the attendance at events.
That's what I've said.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
So the type of people that are attending DevFest year in, year out, they're not improving technically.
No, I would doubt that. I would doubt that. Sorry, because let's take DevFest for instance. DevFest, Google usually gives like a theme for the year.
Okay.
So like for instance, this year is responsible AI. So whatever session you're having, at least should have something focused around AI. And stuff like that. So in most cases, GDG events have like a topic, a range that they can't leave.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And it's not just GDG, other events as well. Because you're trying to get as many people. Let's just say you're trying to get as many people as you want to attend your event. So you have the numbers. Every event organizer out there just wants the numbers.
So,
I packed out 1,000 people.
Is a quantity, not quality in Africa?
In most cases, that's what I've seen. It's because people measure the attendance. They use the attendance to measure the success of an event. That's what I've been seeing. But you know that if you want to have a technical focused event for senior people, they will come out.
They will come out.
Because imagine I'm attending this event now and I'm seeing how to maybe run webhooks, how to do this, how to do that. For me, those might be beginner friendly topics or mid-level friendly topics. Meanwhile, I'm in the senior category. So these are things that I already know. I'll be boring myself.
Just like
most people before they attend the event, they look at the agenda, like what are the topics. If it's something that will be beneficial to them, of course, why not? They attend. But if we have, if we have technical focus sessions and say this is for seniors, even the juniors will come out to learn as well.
Why are we not having this technical talk?
So let me give you an example. There's a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine on Twitter. A friend of mine on Twitter that the guy is a very good engineer. It's one of those people like I look up to, or I look for their tweets online to know what they are thinking. So there was one day the guy was just like talking around, and he just tweeted on Twitter like, how would it be like if we host a workshop on how to build a design system using React? Now, the way it detailed it was not a basic, like you want to build a website, you need this is basically you want to start a scalable project and you need a design system that can be able to accommodate any team of any size. And also that design system can scale and then you can bring it down whenever you want. Can you believe that this guy brought out a form and did it on Twitter? Well, he just tweeted it and most of us were like, Agba, you are the one saying this. Right? Drop link. We are going to attend this event. This guy said, okay, no problem. So he just wants to teach 50 people. It's going to be like an interactive workshop, and then you can ask any questions that you have. 50 people. What about drop link? He dropped link to sign up. 150 people signed up for the something, and then I can tell you that when it happened, it did not share the meeting link ahead of time. He shared it like about 30 minutes before the event itself started. And it had like 120 people in attendance. And the people that could not attend were begging for a recorded session of that event. The reason I'm saying this is that was not a basic workshop. It wasn't for beginners. But since it's coming from someone we know that has that experience, this person has worked at companies that we know he did a good job there. And then again, this person is trying to tell us that, okay, I want to share the experience I have with you guys. And those that have experience in the same field and they know that, I can learn from this person has content that I can do, and then they signed up and they attended. So basically what I'm saying is, for those that have experience, that maybe you look at tech events and it looks like as if those that are attending the events don't have experience. Have a look at the topics, some of the topics that are going on, and then it also boils down to who is handling the topics as well. So while popularity is a thing, there are also some people that they have good experience in building product that you would want to listen to. There are some people that you call their name, that this person is giving a workshop, and you're expecting 100 people and 200 people will show up.
That's how I saw a tweet somewhere that they made a tweet that they're doing an event on AI, and they guide someone who had nothing to do with AI as the speaker. Because the person was.
So how do you expect?
I see that a lot.
Because the person was Agba, tech influencer.
And the funny thing with developers is, we as developers, we can smell your bullshit from a mile away. We know when you're bluffing, and we know when you have experience in something. It's very different. Once you're just bluffing, no. And
then there will always be a drag that follows that. Someone has invited, I can't remember what topic it was, but someone has invited me before on LinkedIn to present a topic in a Twitter space. I say, I beg, no vex. I don't know this thing. He said, no, they can read up on it. If I pull up that chat, I think I can still find this. I told him, no vex. It's a Twitter space for it. For crying out loud, I researched the company, the person hosting this space. It's a big platform, so you definitely expect engagement. So what if somebody asks me a question and I don't know?
No worry, forget.
People just want to put that
tech influencers. I actually call it tech influencers. Trust me.
Waiting with tech influencers.
You didn't whine.
Just like
tech influencers. No
bring
background.
Who am I?
No, you gonna take influencers.
How much am I
let me before we, I think we should round up, right? So before we round up and stuff like that, let me list who are the attribute of the
qualities of a tech
influencer.
Where's my book and pen?
Take your book and pen. Everyone watching this particular episode, watch the quality of a tech influencer. You guys come and drag me. I'm here for you. Quality of a tech influencer.
That's not
one. They have more than 10K followers.
Okay.
More than 10K followers.
Yeah,
and if you scroll through their the tweet they make, you won't really see much engagement in what they do. Either they buy those followers, or maybe they were controversial at one point that they had those followers.
No.
Change content. That's one. Okay. Second, activity of the tech influencer. They usually love doing how-to guides. I was reading a book this morning and it taught me 5 things on how to
I see that.
how to be a developer. I was sleeping this morning and I had a dream. The dream taught me of how to. They like dropping artos. They know artos a lot. That's true. Another one moved to the design set of tech influencers. They love posting works, people's work. I don't know their work. Post their work. They love stealing work. Steal work. They could drag them.
They took it literal.
Those that do tech influencers. Then 4 of them, they love doing. I'm not saying everybody that do giveaway on Twitter are tech influencers. So that's what I'm saying. Those are like doing giveaways a lot. Giving the newbies access to data. Thank you for all you do, but I'm just listing attributes of.
All these things you're listing will actually ruin the reputation of the actual influencers.
Do we have tech influencers? Is that a role? Is that a word?
I wouldn't exactly call it tech influencers. Maybe opinion leaders in the tech industry.
I call them tech influencers. They call them opinion leaders.
Because if they say something like, their followers with them.
Like if you take for example what happened to, let's say for example a particular person we maybe do career, we like their career and stuff like that. But as far as you're moving the particular set of people in particular clique in the industry, right? When that matter go cast, those our tech influencers won't say pim, or you call them your opinion leaders, won't say pim because they are within the circle, right? True. But if you are not within the circle, you see that matter will go from up to down. They go that person's career, so let's say blacklist that career, right? So before we round up, let me just push in one when it comes to programs and initiative, right? So we've seen the impact of, I don't know if other people seen it, but I know you can't deny the impact of Andela
Yeah.
Andela had. Andela made most of my guys drop out.
I did that. I enjoyed learning track. Oh my god.
OLC. No, the OLC is even one part. The Andela program itself, whereby D0 to D1 to D2. Andela fellowship program itself, right? That fellowship program made people to drop. I know a guy that was in final year. When the fellowship program started, when he applied, when he got it, he digi like this. Peace out. He vanished. No. I know most people that left, right? And that did a wave with their fellowship and their learning community, whereby I think that onboarded a lot of developers into a lot of people into tech. One that also brought this whole remote salary thing.
Salary
can work remote like any.
And that did a lot in Nigeria.
And that did a lot in the ecosystem,
because
right?
They helped to grow
the next generation of devs. We are enjoying designers and stuff like that. We are enjoying in the ecosystem. So they have done their work.
Yeah.
They have gone. They are now hiring mid-level and senior level. We carry your each thing. But I think in other African countries are still doing this fellowship each thing, right? So looking back. So looking forward now, we are now seeing a lot of programs which are sprang up any as English may work from the Andela model, right? We now see all School Africa doing something close to what Andela is doing, an educational program, I think a degree program, a diploma each thing, then a semicolon, and now we have the federal government running the federal government running a training program. I think a 3 months fellowship thing, but you have access to the community and stuff like that. So my question is, looking back at the previous model that has worked right in the ecosystem that I've seen the fruits of and happen. They're looking at the various educational program being running out there. Do you think they are relevant? Do you think they make sense? Do you think we should bring back the Andela model, or this particular model that's currently happening is making sense in the ecosystem? You feel that if you look now to the next 5 years, you feel the impact that these programs are making, or you feel like they were like a total waste of time? We should just combine these resources and maybe create a new Andela.
Well, first off, I would say the Andela model worked, but it had its own disadvantages because people dropping out of school because you want to, like, when I hear that, it somehow pisses me off because you have just 4 years to go to school. After that, what are you going to do for the rest of your life?
I'll make it after that. I'll make
the opportunity to join Andela.
Work for the rest of your life, like literally, because as an adult, you have bills. It never ends. It never ends. So, like, you have 4 to 6 years to go to school. Focus and go to school and not drop out because you want to do a program. But on the other hand, I think that these new initiatives are good because, things are evolving, trends are evolving, patterns are evolving. Andela might work for maybe 50% of the audience that they're looking for, but it doesn't work for everybody, right? Old school might have a different model that works for people, like for old school, for instance. I'm not enrolled in old school. I don't know how it works, but from what I hear, it's flexible. You also have other programs that they have courses there, like just pay and learn. Let's say you're given access to a particular course platform for a year, right? So you just pay and start learning. So you can learn at your own free time. You also have the fast-paced one where you have to continuously, try to keep up and all. So I think it works. The new models work. The Andela model also works. But people need to know where to draw the thin line between, learning and leaving important things that you're supposed to do, right? So it works because it's going to take into consideration new ways of learning, new ways of doing things, evolution of things, inclusivity, and all of those things. So it would be highly beneficial to people. But on the other hand, we also need to look out for the ones that are actually doing the work. Because everybody wants to build a product that would get the community, will get people, and all. So looking out for the ones that are actually doing the work and giving the value to,
So again, I won't dive into those that are giving value, those that are not giving value in this ecosystem.
Everybody's doing their
We'll go to that drag later on. But 3 questions. I will call it a wrap for this episode. And so what advice do you have for someone who is organizing? I think thank God, I mean, mic, just in the mic, 1, 2. who to ask you this question, and I will just say everybody bye bye. So it's going around. So what advice do you have for someone? So I'll do it this way. What advice do you have for someone hosting their first event? Right? What advice do you have for someone attending their first event? You first.
Me first?
Yeah.
Okay. So the advice I have for someone hosting their first event is seek for advice. Seek for advice. Okay, the reason why I'm saying that, when I wanted to host Friends of Figma Africa Design Festival, it was supposed to be an in-person event, which, well, it didn't end up happening as an in-person event. It was a virtual event finally. But when I started making that plan, I reached out to Samson Godi. And he was so open. I had a call with him. Oh, Samson, you've hosted Oscar like twice now, right? I'm looking at hosting XYZ events for, Figma. What are your thoughts? Like, how do you guys handle things at Oscar? How are you able to? Because, I was just part of the design team in 2020 and I think in 2021. But I could see the organization that went into everything, like the detailing, the documentation team, everybody, all hands were on deck. So I had that call with him and he kind of shared some insights. So as someone who is just hosting their events for the first time, I would say reach out to other organizers, try to gain insights from them on how they have handled things. And outside of that, build a team. You don't necessarily need to build a very big team and assign responsibilities. Build a team, assign responsibilities to people, and then have a contingency plan. If somebody does not perform or do what they're supposed to do, what's your backup plan? As an organizer, you need to have your backup plan. Like, it just has to be there. Even if you have to end up being the one to do everything or outsourcing it, right? You need to have a backup plan. And then follow up, continuously reach out to people for support. So those are the few things that I would say.
Jagaban.
That's good.
Cool Jagaban.
Sorry, what was the question again?
What advice do you have for someone attending their first event, looking at their first tech event in the ecosystem in Africa?
Well, keep bombing,
Keep bombing, guys.
So basically, if you're trying to attend your first event, or even if it's not your first event, you want to try as much as you can to maximize that event and to benefit and get the best out of the event. How? By first, event usually has two parts that you can really benefit from. One is the workshops and the sessions, the talks that are going on. Another is the networking part, where you get to meet people, get to meet the speakers and every other person. Networking can change your life. You never can tell. I've seen it. It has happened to me. It can change your life.
My life.
So what I would advise for anyone who wants to attend an event and maximize it is first, go through the agenda that they are having, or go through the agenda of the event and get to know talks and sessions that, are particular to you, that really spark your interest and you feel they will be more beneficial for you. Most of these events usually have workshops going on at the same time, or breakout sessions going on. So for that, you have to choose what is really important to you and attend those ones. And then have a plan on how you are going to network with somebody, or how you are going to meet somebody. Before attending those events, plan it out. Okay, if I meet this person, what am I going to ask? Hi, my name is Jamin. What do you do? I work as a software engineer, blah, 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 blah.
For a living.
I listened to your talk. Your talk was amazing. I would like us to connect or something. I have a question about this. Just map out those plans. Have a strategy. It's basically a strategy. Have a strategy for when you meet a speaker. Have a strategy for when you meet somebody. It's okay. You see, the thing is we're always trying to make it look like, okay, having conversations with somebody is difficult. So, and it's not always your fault that you're unable to have this conversation with somebody. Conversation is a two-way thing. You having the conversation and the person responding to the conversation. That is how a conversation happens. So if on your own part you did all you can and it did not come, so it's not your fault.
Yeah.
We go again. That's why I said keep bombing. So we'll go again.
Keep bombing, guys.
We'll go again and we try to so have a strategy on if you meet a speaker. If you meet someone with more experience than you, if you meet someone that is more like your peer, you are both on the same level, how you're going to interact and exchange contact with that person, just be able to like have those different situations prepared, and then do not just collect contact and that is where it ends.
You mean what's number now?
Don't just collect the number and keep it there and be viewing status with that person in and out.
Say hi.
It's not like that.
Hi,
Basically,
what's up?
What's up?
what's up?
So
basically, when you meet people like that, have a follow-up plan. Like, okay, hi, we met at XYZ event. I enjoyed our discussion and I enjoyed what you said. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot your questions that way. Just the idea of networking is to actually build relationship with people. It doesn't matter how much of that relationship it's going to start at first, but just make sure you're building something small, and then once in a while just check up on that person. They're not gonna forget you. It's possible. Don't beat them, they tell you now. It's possible that once in a while, when you're checking up on them randomly, like, okay, hi, I'm just checking up on you to know if you are doing good and how it's work and everything. Maybe the person has been thinking about somebody that they need for one XYZ job. The next thing, it will be you.
Yeah.
It happened to me recently. I was on my own, and a designer, one very young designer, he just reached out to me and I saw his missed call. I'm like, why is this guy calling me? And I saw his message again. The message was very simple. It was like, hi, how you doing? Sorry to like disturb you. I'm just checking up on you to know if you're good or if you're okay. It's been a while I heard from you and things like that. We don't speak often, but just that idea of somebody is checking up on me, I was like, oh, that's good. Thank you very much for like reaching out and something. And then again, like a day after, somebody reached out to me that they are looking for a designer to handle a small project. I know other designers, but the fact that one designer just checked up on me yesterday, immediately I referred him like, this person, go and meet this person. This person has a job for you. So it's like that. Just check up on them. That's how you build relationship, and you try to make sure that, okay, it's going and things like that. So no lose guard, maximize all events.
Make sure they save the number, because if you update the people WhatsApp status. So
yes,
I've seen a lot of update on WhatsApp status that will never leave WhatsApp status to Twitter. We end the WhatsApp status. So make sure that as you bump, save the bump,
save the number, and you are able to follow
up and what you started. So yeah, thank you all for watching this particular episode. We'll appreciate you spending an hour plus listening to us, yarn and talk about events, bounce around events, programs, and community managers who have seen Chege while hosting events and stuff like that. So do it to like, subscribe, and share this particular video to every tech person you know on your TL or on your CL. And
share it to your grandma also. Your grandma would like to watch it as well. Share it to everybody, anybody at all.
Do it to follow us on socials at nothing_Africa. Do it to go to nothing.africa to drop a gist, or to see previous episode, or to learn about what we do. Maybe even join the community, right? Of the Nothingness.
That sounds like a good fan base.
You didn't whine? You didn't whine inspiration? Are you whining inspiration? Are you whining inspiration?
Okay.
So yeah, see you all in the next episode. Do it to follow Code Jagaban on all socials, and follow Delay the Bella, right?
Yeah.
On all socials. Bye.
Bye guys.
Peace out.